tragedy strikes when you least expect it, and when it does, what do you do? Today we are here in the show, Painful Goodbyes, and I'm with Mandla, and we are looking at how he lost his sight and the hope that is filled in this story. Welcome to the show, Mandla.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. So, people may want to know who Mandla is. Please tell us who Mandla is.
Okay, Mandla is Mandlenkosi Ncube. Yeah, that's my full name. Currently, I'm 41 years. I grew up in church, yeah. And then married, and yeah, I think briefly I can say that's Mandla. And I have a number of things that I like.
Maybe you can share those things that you like, yeah.
Yeah, for example, I like football. Soccer is within me, it runs within my blood. So most of the times I would spend my time watching soccer. I'm not a very good player myself. Actually, I was not a good player myself. Yes, I used to watch soccer a big time. And I also love music, yeah. We used to sing. We had our group. It had a catchy name. It used to be called the Heavenly Spices.
Okay.
We used to sing a cappella, and it didn't go well with elders in the church. So yeah, we used to do that. We used to do a lot of singing, and also in my growing up, I was very active in the Pathfinder Club from I think when I was 9 up until I left it maybe when I was around 23, 24. So I got into the leadership of that club, Pathfinder Club. So we used to do a lot of activities that shaped me, I think, that shaped the Mandla that you see. Yeah, we were groomed by those things that we used to do in the Pathfinder Club.
So in your life, what thing was the happiest of all the things that happened in your life?
That's a difficult one. I can't specifically say this because something crossed my mind when you say happiest. I would think of the moments when Highlanders would be playing, and the mood, the atmosphere that would be in the stadium, and yeah, and if the team wins, yeah, you really feel good. You feel happy to belong to such a club or such supporters, because when the team is doing well, we would really feel good.
Okay. So which school did you go to?
I grew up in Phumula, and I went to Phumula High Secondary School.
As someone who grew up in Phumula, you must have enjoyed your time there. Tell us about your siblings. I didn't hear anything about your brothers and your sisters.
Okay, yeah, I come out from a family of 3. Okay. I have my sister and then my young brother. So it's the 3 of us.
Okay, all right. So your sister is older and the young brother is in between, right?
Yes, I'm
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So when you finished your school, you then started to work, and you did so many things. You also loved Pathfinder. I heard the time that you spoke about. It's quite a long time. And what kept you there?
I think the activities that we learned, and the moral, lessons that we would get from the club. They kept us busy, were different activities like skills. We would do skills like knot tying, all sorts of survival skills. So all those things, I think they prepared my future life. Right now, I still know all those things, and they are still helping me in my day-to-day life. So yeah, there were a number of activities that were really important, that are important, that I would encourage adults or parents to let their children attend the Pathfinder Club.
Oh, beautiful. That is very nice. Tell us about your work life.
Yeah, actually I started my work life at I think it was early 2000, thereabout, and then I worked at that company for 5 years. And then I was a workshop assistant. So we were repairing typewriters, computers, duplicators, actually any office machinery that you can get in a government institution. So that was my duty, to make sure that all those things are fixed. And I couldn't move on. After losing sight, I had to sit down and look for a different avenue.
And the door was closed. After the break, we'll hear more about this story. Please stay tuned.
It's painful to say goodbye.
It's hard to say I miss you.
The time of love
Is loose and gross.
I need you now, beloved.
Welcome back to the second segment of our show, and we are with my brother here, Mandla, and this is the show, Painful Goodbyes, and he has shared with us life before turning blind. And people may want to know what really happened for you to be blind.
Yeah, what actually happened, it was in 2006, end of the January. Yeah, that's when I started having headaches actually. It was a serious headache. It would pound on my right, and the next day it would be on the left side. So it was interchanging like that. It was end of January. By beginning of April, I had completely lost my sight. Yeah, but during that period, January to April, and even maybe up to June, thereabout, I was seeing a number of specialists. I started with my GP. He referred to me to my optician. Then the optician ended up referring me to the physician. And all these guys were failing to understand or come up with the real cause of this, because they were saying there was too much pressure on the eyes. So they couldn't control it. They couldn't tell the source or the reason why that was happening. So I had to see this other optician, and he tried to do laser on the left eye, and unfortunately it did not work. After that, they saw that it yielded no results, but it ended up making my left eye shrink. Like at the moment it's a bit smaller than the other one. So that attempt to try and remove the top layer, they were thinking by so doing they will maybe just maintain the sight, the little sight that I was losing, but it did not work.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
That That must have been a very difficult time. And how did you feel about losing your sight?
Yeah, indeed, it was something that I didn't expect. I was caught off guard. The good part is then I was working. I had full cover medical aid, so visiting doctors wasn't a problem. Yeah, I would go see any doctor, maybe a bit of top up, but mainly I had a good medical aid. That is, I think, one of the things that consoled me, because I tried my level best to see all the specialists who could have helped me. I tried, but it failed. Maybe if I didn't have such an opportunity, maybe I was going to think, maybe if only I had money, I would have seen such and such a doctor, such and such. But I did that, and it did not work. So it consoled me. At least I did my best, and then they tried their best too, but my sight still went.
Okay. So now, there are doors that close, and this is one of the doors that closed. But then you creatively worked around that, and you achieved a lot of things. And what achievements happened after you lost your sight?
Okay. After losing sight, I said it was in 2006. And then I started doing Braille. I was introduced to Braille. And then 2009, I did a certificate in counseling, because I thought maybe that was the only avenue, just to talk to people, hear this and that, and do that counseling thing. After doing that, I did not get anything after that, and then decided to do teaching, of which I went to a university, and then I graduated with the honors degree in special needs education. It was 2016 to 2019. That's when I obtained my first degree. And then I enrolled last year to do my master's. And then currently I'm about to finish the master's degree. So yeah, all these achievements were actually, many people won't think when you lose sight, especially when you are old. I was 25 then. So starting a new life at 25, it's something else, something difficult. So by God's grace, I think I managed to get this achievement. And maybe on a lighter note, I managed to get a lovely wife, and I'm married, and we are blessed. We have 4 children. So I think it's a blessing. It was a blessing in disguise that maybe I lose sight, that I might have such a life, because I wouldn't have such a life if I had sight. Maybe I would be doing something else, I'll be somewhere else. But I'm happy with what I have at the moment.
Beautiful, thank you. It's good how you see light in darkness, and that's a very beautiful thing. Please don't go away. Soon after the break, we'll hear more of his story. Welcome back to the final segment of this show. We have been chatting with Mandla, and he's been telling us about how he became blind. I saw you using your phone. Can you tell me about how you use it? And it's a smartphone. I think there are no buttons there, but you can actually use it. So.
Okay, thank you so much. Actually, what happens is there's a software that screen reads, that reads everything that appears on the phone. Mm-hmm. So that software is the one that guides me. Okay. For example, if I'm to call someone, I'll just go there and then look for a phone, maybe contacts, and then look for the name of the person that I want to talk to. It's either by searching, typing the first few words of that particular person, and then I'll confirm whether it's the person that I want, because at times the names can be the same but different numbers, and then I'll then dial. So there's something that reads, it's called talkback.
Okay.
So that talkback actually helps us actually be able to access everything or anything on the phone.
Okay, beautiful. So what other things are you able to do besides using the phone that people may normally think that this shouldn't be done by you?
I think something close to that, it could be maybe a computer. Okay. Maybe, like you were saying, the smartphone doesn't have buttons, but a computer does have the buttons. Mm-hmm. So with computer, the same thing, that the software now reads again the screen. Mm-hmm. All you have to do is to type on the keyboard. I think the basic typing skills, you should know the ASDF, GSGL. Mm-hmm. So if you know your home keys, your fingers have to stay where on the home keys, and then you'll be moving up and down, and then you scroll using your arrows, and then you can access anything. You can go into internet, search for whatever you want. You can play music, you can do anything using a computer. It also has a software that screen reads and guides you in whatever you'll be doing.
Wow, beautiful. That's nice. And so what do you do? I didn't talk about that in the first segment. What is it that you do for a living? Maybe that's another interesting thing that people may need to know.
Actually, at the moment, I'm working. I'm a teacher. Yeah, a teacher. Mm-hmm. And on the other side, I'm learning. I'm a student also. Mm-hmm. So I'll start on the side of being a student. I'm doing a master's in inclusive education at our Harare University of Zimbabwe. Mm-hmm. So actually, this is my final semester. So I'll be finishing. Right now, I'm doing my project at the moment. Wow. So on the working side, yes, I do teach at a regular school. Mm-hmm. It's not a special school. Okay. It's a regular school where I think I'm the only one who's disabled in that community. Yeah. So at times people were wondering, how are you going to do this? Mm-hmm. Even my fellow staff members were wondering, how are you going to be able, yeah. But with time they've realized that I can perform any duty like any other person without a disability.
I heard someone saying that people that are disabled are differently abled, and actually I can see this in how you are doing your things. People say things, and these things may be offensive, and maybe you can kindly share with us things that have been offensive to you, and maybe those who are in your community, things that may be offensive.
Yeah, there are a number of things that are offensive, especially to those who are too sensitive. At times, I choose to just turn a blind ear if ever there's something like that.
Yeah.
So at times when somebody says Nancy is pof, that particular person actually would have seen my disability before me, which means that person won't value me. That person had already seen my incapabilities before I prove that I can. So that is a very disturbing statement from a number of people with this disability. Yeah, I think that's the only thing that is a bit disturbing. But I've grown to ignore that. We at times we even joke about that, so that it doesn't actually destroy us. Actually, we joke about it so that we just brush it off and accept that the community is like that.
So it's very terrible when someone sees your disability before they see you. And I'm thinking it's not my responsibility it's not to be joking about it, but it should be you saying that, and then we enjoy that. What has been your support system, and who has been supporting you through that difficult time?
The support system, was huge. I think from the church, friends, relatives. I think all those groups stood with me in those trying times, and up until now, I still have such caring people around, which is a plus. I don't know how I can say it, but it's a rare privilege to get such a support system.
Okay. All right. So now, what words of hope would you share with someone who is thinking, this is hard, so that they can be helped?
In the disability sector, we usually say there's nothing impossible. Like you were saying, someone was saying we're differently abled. So having a disability doesn't mean that you can't do anything. You can, but you can do it in a different way, but you can achieve the same results. So the things that you are supposed to do, you have to find a way of doing them. And even if you meet any challenge, just don't rush, just relax. Don't focus on the closed door. Like in my case, the closed door was my sight. So you then have to sit down, chill, and then look for other avenues. And then you might see an open window, or you might see another door open. So when you meet a challenge, just relax, pray, look maybe for counseling, and then you will get a solution out of your problem. And then the other thing, when you meet such things, you must not exclude yourself from the community. You should participate with others, be active with the rest of the community. By so doing, you won't get that stigma, you won't be discouraged, but and actually the whole community will accept that we have so and so who's like this, and then they will accept you. Once you get that acceptance, then you will be able to soldier on. So to somebody who is in a different situation, mingle with people. You might get a lot of solutions from different people. So I think you should make sure that you improve your interaction skills so that you meet different people. Once you do so, your solution lies there.
Oh, thank you very much for those warm and wonderful words that you have shared from the book of experience, and you have actually opened your heart and shared things that we should be mindful of and what people should be careful about. We want to thank you for watching this show, and for me, Mandla, and the crew behind the scenes, it's a wrap.
Hello viewers, whilst we may not know the exact cause of Mandla's blindness, today we'll discuss about glaucoma. Glaucoma is a condition where so much water in the eye is then built up because there's so much water that is being produced instead of an equal amount. So an equal amount of water needs to be produced and then drained at the same time. But glaucoma, there's so much water that it now compresses the nerve of the eye. And if the nerve of the eye is compressed, it dies. If it dies, you lose your peripheral vision. The peripheral vision is the kind of vision where you're looking straight at an object, but you're able to see the things that are coming from your side, and you're able to see the things that are coming from up and down. But with glaucoma, you start losing that vision in such a way that it ends up being tunnel vision. You're unable to see the things that are coming from your side. In the end stage of glaucoma, you end up having very narrow vision, as if you're looking through binoculars, because everything is now dark around you. This is what happens in glaucoma. It usually is diagnosed at a late stage because it doesn't have any signs. So frequent eye checkups are good, especially for people that are above 40, because the age group of 40 is the one that is prone to have glaucoma. Although it can be detected earlier than 40 because of other reasons, such as steroid use or just having it as a family problem in the bloodline. Another thing to look out for is cataract. Cataract is the opacifying of the lens of the eye. This happens even with newborn babies or with people that are 60 years and above. This, however, is reversible blindness and can be corrected by just surgery. We also have something called retinoblastoma. This is an eye condition that affects children, where the pupil of the eye, the pupil is the black opening at the center of our eye. If it appears white in newborns or even a little bit older than a newborn, maybe 1 year or 2 years of age, you need to look out for something called retinoblastoma, which is cancer of the eye. This cancer can be treated by removal of the eye because it otherwise leads to death. These are some of the things that need to be looked out for, especially in young children and in adults. When you see the white pupil, you must know that there is something that now needs to be investigated, and you can take these people to an optometrist, to an ophthalmologist, or you can even take them to a hospital because they will get some help over there. There are other conditions such as refractive errors. These are errors of vision where someone is not able to see things that are far away, and they're not also able to see things that are close. But this kind of blindness is reversible with the use of spectacles, but this also needs to be investigated. Most people don't know that they can have access to eye care, so they can visit any hospital, and this can be solved, especially if the people are above 9 years of age. If your child is below the age of 9 and they're unable to see, please take them to a hospital to prevent reversible blindness. So just to sum it up, if you have any problems, if you're seeing blurry things, if you're seeing dark patches in your vision, try and seek help so that we can prevent blindness. Being blind is more expensive than just having a pair of glasses or just getting treatment for it.